The Physics of Friendship. Kamini was the star of her own digital world. Every morning, she spent hours perfecting her hair and outfit. She didn't do this for her friends at school. She did it for the tiny lens of her smartphone. To Kamini, life was just a series of filters and perfect poses. She believed that as long as she looked good online, nothing else really mattered. Her neighbor Snehal lived in a very different world. While Kamini looked at her own reflection, Snehal looked at the stars. She often had her nose buried in a thick physics textbook. Snehal was quiet and stayed away from the popular crowd. She found the laws of motion much more interesting than the latest viral dance craze. One Tuesday, the school was busy with the annual science fair. A younger student named Ishan was carrying his project carefully. It was a large, detailed model of the solar system. He had spent weeks painting the rings of Saturn. Suddenly, his shoelace caught on a locker hinge, and he tripped. The model hit the floor with a loud crack. Kamini was nearby filming a video. She didn't offer to help the crying boy. Instead, she pointed her camera at him and laughed. "Check out this orbital disaster, guys," she whispered to her followers. Ishan looked up with a red face. The girl he admired was mocking his hard work just to get more likes. Just as Kamini walked away, Snehal knelt down beside Ishan. "It's okay, Ishan," she said softly. She picked up a painted planet that had rolled under a bench. Snehal spent her whole lunch break helping him. She used wood glue and showed him how to make the base even stronger. By the end of the hour, the project looked better than ever. A few weeks later, the school was preparing for a big play. Kamini had the lead role. She was very bossy to the crew. Ananya, the costume designer, was trying to fix Kamini's long, glittery cape. "Ouch. Watch it." Kamini snapped, pulling away. "You're ruining my look. This play is all about me." Ananya's eyes filled with tears as Kamini stormed off. While the crew moved the heavy scenery, a thick rope snapped. A massive wooden backdrop began to tilt forward. Kamini was busy checking her makeup in a mirror and didn't hear the warning shouts. Before she could move, the heavy frame crashed down. It pinned her legs firmly against the stage floor. "Help!" Kamini screamed. Ananya was the first person to see what happened. She looked down at Kamini, who was sobbing for help. Ananya remembered the mean words Kamini had said earlier. She felt a surge of anger. Why should she help someone who was always so cruel? Without saying a word, Ananya turned her back and walked away into the shadows. Kamini cried out again, but the theater felt empty. Most students had run to find the janitor. Suddenly, Snehal appeared in the dim light. She hadn't run away. She stayed to look at the heavy board. "Don't move, Kamini," Snehal said firmly. "I need to lift it, but I'm not strong enough to do it by hand. I have a plan." Snehal's brain raced through her physics lessons. She found a long metal pipe and a thick wooden crate. "Leverage," she whispered. She pushed the crate close to the backdrop and slid the pipe over it. Snehal stood at the end of the pipe and used all her weight to push down. Slowly, the massive wall began to rise. "Now, Kamini!" "Crawl out," Snehal shouted. Kamini scrambled backward on her elbows until her feet were clear. Snehal slowly let the pipe up, and the heavy wall landed with a thud. Snehal rushed over to help Kamini sit up. Kamini's dress was torn, and her phone was smashed, but she didn't care. She felt so thankful. The accident changed Kamini. She realized that her online followers weren't there when she was in trouble, but Snehal was. Kamini apologized to Ishan and Ananya the very next day. She stopped focusing on selfies and started being kind to everyone. Kamini and Snehal became the best of friends, showing everyone that a true friend is a real treasure.